Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today's the 18th of June. It's 2020, and I just had to go get a storm door for my father. Putting it in. I bought him one for Father's Day, etc. And I had to go to Home Depot. So I had to wear this bandana around my neck, but I didn't actually put it on the entire time. Everybody's still wearing masks. It's ridiculous. They have made Home Depots so unprofitable now, it's amazing. Then I needed ice cream, so I went to the supermarket. And again, one-way aisle, 6-foot distancing, the entire time on the loudspeaker. The CDC has said stay social distancing and blah, 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 so we can all fight this disease. COVID-19, what they claim to be this outbreak, has never once satisfied Koch's postulate, which is a medical procedure and medical terminology that means, how the hell did you even name it COVID-19 if you haven't even pinpointed it as a virus, not a disease? Pay attention to what they're saying. They're calling this a disease, and on its face, it should be a virus, not a disease. Cancer is a disease. A pandemic is a cold. Do you see what I'm saying? And it blows me away that we are almost to July in 2020, and this bullshit nonsense is still going on. Everything in the world is exactly the same as far as people living and dying. And yet people are still buying this absolute economy-wrecking, society-destroying bullshit. It amazes me. At any rate, I'm in the supermarket, and there's an old woman standing about 40 feet from the nearest register because there's a security guard there now. This is all part of the apprentice Freemasonic ritual that's happening. Break Americans down. So instead of waiting in line and going to a cashier, you have to wait in line and then be told by a security guard that it's okay to walk down to a register to check out. Well, I didn't do that. I walked down to the register and I stood a reasonable distance away and waited. And I watched the girl at the register. There's 3 people, 2 women bagging and 1 woman checking out. And the woman checking out is completely ignoring the customer and talking to the other 2 women as though checking the groceries is completely and utterly secondary. Completely. She's just ignoring him. Doesn't even notice her. So she finally checks her out. I get up to the counter, and I can't believe this. I've got my shades on, so you can't see my eyes. I'm standing there. She continues to do the same, and I don't care. Just check my shit out, all right? She's checking my stuff out, and then stops and stares at me and says, and she steps back 6 feet in horror, because she's too much of a simpleton to understand that if a pandemic could be spread in an airborne fashion, which it can't, she's already wearing a mask. So me wearing a mask or not is moot, okay? But she stands back dramatically and goes like this. And I said, I have asthma. And she went, I'm so sorry. And she comes back and starts checking out. And then she's just staring at me. I'm standing there waiting for this stupid human being to check me out. So what else? Am I supposed to look up straight up at the ceiling or behind me? I'm looking at her because what I'm trying to do in life, it includes her. I'm at her disposal. She goes and gets a manager because I'm making her uncomfortable by standing there. I haven't said one single solitary word. I'm not grimacing. I'm not frowning. I'm standing there. The other woman comes along, doesn't say a word, rings me out like a normal human being. I say thank you, she says thank you, and we walk away. But I literally triggered some freak. This entire psyop is working exponentially well. It's not going anywhere. People it doesn't seem to bother them that nobody knows anybody that died. There aren't mass deaths everywhere. Social distancing, locking in, staying at home, not going to work anymore, breaking down the food chain, everything else still hasn't stopped the influenza. You know what I'm saying? It's just utterly amazing to me. And all these people they're holding up as heroes, because Thank you to our frontline heroes, the nurses and police and firemen and blah, blah, blah. Well, thank you to those people that chose to do that job for a living. You know what I mean? It's a job. There's lots of jobs that are far more dangerous. But at any rate, we're all in this together. They're holding up doctors and nurses and cops and firemen. And yet, doctors and nurses there's about 40% of them that have lost their jobs during this pandemic. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Almost 40% of the workforce has been let go, including everyone that I know that is a doctor and or nurse. They've lost their job due to this COVID pandemic. And now the police are literally being picked apart. You think it's a coincidence that we have an enormous trigger event that sets off riots and protests and political movements and every other thing, and then suddenly we have another shooting where the cop is, in my opinion, the cop was dead nuts right. If that was real, which I don't know if it was, because we live there now. You fight this dude, he gets your taser, he turns around while he's running away from you and shoots at you with a taser. Taser could kill you. You don't know. Getting jolted with electricity could kill you. The cop shot him. Dead to rights. Murder. And then again, last night in LA, 2 deputies shoot a security guard because the guy was running away with a gun. Yeah, we're being set up. They're hold up our heroes while they're destroying them simultaneously. And most Americans do not see it whatsoever at all. It's astounding to me. We are in for it, people, because as many of us that like to say, there's so many people waking up. I ain't seeing it. And I have access to a lot of people. I've been doing this a long time. I'm in contact with a lot of people, groups, movements, etc. I ain't seeing it. I ain't seeing it at all. I'm seeing them steamrolling right over us with event after event, with shooting after shooting. This is going to get exponentially worse. Like I said in the video I did earlier, they've never changed the dollar bill out of all of our currency, because on the back of the dollar bill, it literally lays out their plans entirely. New World Order, he favors our endeavor, etc., etc., etc. Well, now they're trying to push through the digital dollar, which means the dollar will be gone, which means the New World Order will be here. It's happening. It is without a doubt happening. If you want to hear it, you hear it. If you don't want to hear it, it doesn't matter to me. I don't send you these videos. You can barely find my videos these days. You see what I'm saying? Why would they take down so many of my videos if I was wrong? 83 videos in 3 months? Come on, man. That's insanity. Total insanity. But that's where we're at. COVID is a lie. COVID is a lie. We are systematically being deconstructed from the inside out. And the more I engage with regular people by going to places like Home Depot and the supermarket, I'm not surprised. Standing in line waiting for some scumbag girl to check you out triggers her? Yeah, America is ripe for the picking, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're harvesting right now. What are you going to be? A wheat or a tear? Richie from Boston won't be on this earth very much longer. That's just all there is to it. We can bug out, we can hide, we can go wherever, we can do breakaway, we can do whatever you want. But they've already shown us they've got pretty much everything covered. I'm good with that. I don't fit in here anymore. I lived 52 years on this earth, and I am going to cherish the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the thousands, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because this entire new world, it ain't going to be made for humanity, which is exactly why they're going biometric. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, and deliver us from the evil one. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. In Yahushua HaMashiach's holy name, I pray. I'm out.